we got 3 Cleveland boys on this pod right now. Keegan was also an extra in this movie. Don't know if we can see him or not. So I feel we should start off with Superman. Keegan, you want to give the listeners a little bit of I don't know, little sneak of what you did? And
Sure.
if they can see you?
I should have worn my T-shirt.
Sure.
I was given a Cleveland Extras T-shirt. It's pretty cool. It's a skyline with Superman flying across it. Yeah. So filmed in Cleveland last year for the month of June, and they just put out a casting call for pretty much anyone that wanted to do it. And since I have summers off, I was like, why not? So my scene was towards the end of the film when Metropolis is getting ripped apart. There's people fleeing Metropolis via bridge, running away. That was my job, was to run away. So for, I think it was 14 hours on a 96-degree day with 0 cloud coverage, I was sprinting up the Detroit Superior Bridge. It was miserable, but I don't regret it, but I would never do it again. And during the fitting for the costumes, they're like, oh yeah, this is going to be set during the fall season. So I was wearing a button down, a sweater, and then a blazer over top, and then khaki pants and dress shoes.
A
So
button
it was,
down, a sweater, and a Did you look like shit? That sounds like too many things. I feel like
it's
that. Were
too
you
many
throwing
things.
fits?
I gotta look sick, but yeah,
Was it your clothes or they give you clothes?
they had us bring a bunch of clothing to fit this season, and then they had other stuff. So the sweater was not mine, the blazer was not mine, but everything else was mine. Uh, yeah, it was horrible. But I got to stand like 2 feet away from James Gunn, which was pretty cool. But there was no actors on set that day. But the scene where the woman he saves the building and the woman is in the car, that happened like right next to me too. And I kind of lucked out. There was a huge box truck next to me, so I had some sun coverage, but the rest of the people were just fried. People were walking off set after like a couple hours. They're like, "Yeah, it's just not worth it to be out here." It was during that week in Cleveland where it never was less than 92.
Were you just dripping in sweat? You had to be.
Yeah, it was
We're
horrible.
like, we'll fix those pit stains in post. A quarter of the
I had
budget
enough layers where I didn't go through.
That makes sense. That was strategic.
How fast were you relative to everyone else? So if you were full on sprinting, were you cooking people, or were there like some faster people?
I was passing people.
Yeah.
People. But and then the scene they show, it's like blink and you'll miss it. But I did see the lady in front of me running, so I think if you freeze it, you might be able to see me.
All right.
It's on home video now, isn't it? Is it already on?
Yeah, I think last week.
Is home video the right terminology for this day?
Whatever. It's on VOD.
You can rent it.
Yeah, you can get it at a Redbox now.
That's cool though. Yeah, I was looking out for that scene because it's what, like 2 hour mark almost, hour 45 mark. And I looked down at my phone to like just see how much was left in the movie, and then I looked up and the bridge was exploding. I'm like, let Keegan down here.
Yeah, no one's seen me yet, but I might be there.
It's all right, a little Easter egg for everybody. Liam, you want to give your non-spoiler score review? We'll let you go first.
Thanks.
We'll bully you around.
Overall, it was great. It was basically exactly what I expected. Score, I think I gave it a 4 on Letterboxd, and I'd probably go around like a 7.8 because we can get a little more to the nitty gritty here. Like just below an 8. It was basically everything I wanted. I really liked how lived in the world was, how we jumped in. There's no, we know, like you don't, like Superman is such an iconic character. He's like the most iconic American creation, basically. Like there's no, like, and the fact that we jump in and he's already dating Lois Lane, that's great. And Lex Luthor already fucking hates him. He's just like trying to kill him immediately. Not all of the characters really did it for me. I love Beck Bennett, but Beck Bennett's douchey character who was like 10th build didn't really do it for me. And there were a few things that, I mean, there's not really spoilers for this movie, honestly. Like, it goes about as you think it'd go. there was a few things that felt like a really direct response to the previous Superman, where it felt like not that anything that happens in a movie is organic because it's a fake movie, but it felt like very much showing like, see, the Superman is very nice, and the other ones are, and like that's not how Henry Cavill was. Specifically, this isn't a spoil, like him saving the squirrel, which I liked as a concept, but it felt too direct to me. It felt like kind of just like shoving it in your face, you know.
It's
Um,
funny that, sorry to cut you off, Liam, but yeah, that squirrel
no,
thing is, I feel like even in recent weeks has become a big talking point of that being too much. I didn't think it was too much, but you also had that scene earlier in the movie where he saves the dog, so it was kind of
yeah,
maybe overkill. That I'm going to do mine. Is that okay?
Go
Kind of
for
jump
it.
in here.
Go for it. I
I'm
love it.
similar with Liam. I'm an 8 out of 10 on this one. I really liked it a lot. Um, I think Beck Bennett has the funniest moment in the movie with "Why don't I have a chair?" That part, I think that was the best joke. The lived-in part made me really concerned before it came out. It seemed like they were just jamming so much shit in it, and I thought that was the issue with the last attempt at this universe, was how quickly they threw stuff in before they let characters develop. But I think it worked really well. Um, my issues with it would be sort of repetitive action. I feel like he's just catching a lot of things on top of people. He does it like 3 or 4 times. Uh, so I think the action didn't really work that much for me. Uh, James Gunn pulls from stuff he's done in the past before. Like there's that Mr. Terrific scene where he takes out the camp on the beach, and
yeah.
it's straight out of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, but it's done way, way, way better in Guardians 2.
Is that when they play the music over too? I think it's
Yeah,
5 years,
and
right? 5 years.
Yeah.
Lois is
Yeah.
watching it happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
just not that cool, like really at all. Um, but I think the relationships between Lois and Clark is great. Clark and Jimmy. I hope to get more Jimmy in the future. So yeah, I'm excited to see these characters again. I think it was a great jumping off point for James Gunn's DC universe.
Yeah, I think we're all pretty similar here. I'm going like 7.0, but thumbs up. I would watch it again too. I
Saw
think
it twice.
You saw it twice, yeah. I
Yeah.
think this
Wow.
is like a really good. Is this the reboot, I guess, of this next DC universe?
Yeah.
Hard reboot or
Basically,
mini
I think
reboot?
It's sloppy. Like they're like Peacemaker
Creature
is still in it.
Commandos.
Yeah, some of the stuff that he did with his Suicide Squad
Yeah,
might get carried over. Like Peacemaker is in the movie,
yeah, he's in this
so
movie.
yeah, it's a weird sort of thing they're doing here.
Yeah, but I mean, this is by far the best Superman movie I've ever seen. Usually, I'm bored as hell. Usually, the action sucks. Usually, it's him just flying into buildings. Like I actually really dug this. I think it being set in Cleveland too helped me a lot too.
Yeah,
And
cool.
like, I guess maybe I'm not paying that close attention, but this just felt like so obvious that it was filmed in Cleveland. And like a couple times they like tweaked the skyline, but there was one shot just from the flats that was just clearly the Cleveland skyline,
Yeah.
which was unedited. And I was like, hey, I really liked that. As a homer, I thought that was really cool. But yeah,
There's a huge moment in the arcade. Like it's just called the arcade. They call it like Susan's Arcade or something, but like it's called the arcade and you see the entirety of the arcade.
yeah, and like people get married there. I imagine the cost for a wedding there just went up like $30K. Sorry, Liam.
Yeah.
But all in all, I don't know if I didn't know this was James Gunn, other than that one scene on the beach, which was obviously like a ripoff of Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not sure how much I would have realized this was James Gunn. It felt like not as funny as James Gunn is typically, and also just like not as like creative, like musically, which is fine. He's trying to go a different style here, I think. But I didn't
more
get a
score
whole,
than he typically uses.
yeah, I didn't get a whole lot of James Gunn in this movie. And maybe that's a critique. But I liked it. I thought it was a good mini reboot. It seems like DC might actually be in the right direction. We can get into spoilers now. There's not a whole lot here to talk about. So,
And I'm sure most people have probably seen this one
I'm
of
sure.
all the ones.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right. So
I think
we can get into spoilers.
I guess
I
the
think
big
Nicholas
spoiler
Hoult is-
that I think.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I just think Nicholas Hoult is the standout of this movie. I think he's such a great Lex. The scene at the end of the movie where he's clearly lost and he sees Superman about to fly in the building and he just sprints towards the portal to try to get away, and then he just gets bashed into the table was hilarious. And he's just such a weasel and just a rat fuck. It's just it's great. He's so whiny and his just wants to be worshipped, and he wants to be the guy, but he thinks Clark is it.
Yeah, I think it's interesting.
Go on, Liam.
I was going to say because I do think he was kind of towing the line towards Jesse Eisenberg, Lex Luthor, and which people did not like, and I in general didn't like. But I think what separates him
in what way?
In like the wackiness of him, in that he was kind of like a weasel, you said, like where he. Yeah. But I think what the difference between him and Lex Luthor from Batman vs Superman is that you see Jesse Eisenberg and you're like, how did this guy get dressed in the morning? This guy is insane. And despite you still believe that Nicholas Hoult is competent, despite the fact that he is such a weasel and he does get thwarted, of course, you still believe that he is smart and he has the resources, and seeing him coordinate the Bizarro Superman and stuff like that, you believe it more. And Nicholas Hoult just is a good actor. He's a great actor.
Yeah, he was built for this role. And I mean, the scene where they're in, I don't know, they're in the underworld, not the right terminology, but where he kills the street vendor. I was like, oh shit, yeah. All right, good. This feels like there's actually some stakes involved in this movie. That was a big scene for me.
Yeah. So
he was just a good. He wasn't it felt real enough. It felt like he was just kind of this eccentric billionaire who wanted all this power, but I never got to the point where it felt theatrical or goofy for me. I stayed into it pretty much throughout the whole entire movie, which is really good for a DC movie. And I was actually, is it a little over 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This moves for a 2-hour movie. I didn't look at my phone until the bridge scene exploded and I missed Keegan in it. But that was an hour 45, hour 50 in.
What are you looking at your phone at in the movie at all, Mike? Put your fucking phone away.
I time check every once in a while. I'm sorry. I'm addicted to my phone.
So I went and saw it with my family, but my brother wanted to see if he could bring his kids, so he saw it the night before just to make sure. And once Lex executes the guy, he's like, "Oh no, absolutely not! I'm not bringing my kid to see this." So, yeah, that was a happy moment.
Yeah.
Another thing that felt like such a direct response to me also was how much they Metropolis gets torn in half, which Keegan witnessed firsthand, but they were very clear. Luckily, no one is where that is. There's no civilian casualties at all, because that was such a big thing in Man of Steel and subsequently Batman versus Superman, that it felt like a lot. And it happens a little bit in the Snyderverse too, but it felt a little bit where I'm like, what are the stakes here? That it's gonna get to New Jersey eventually. That's basically what happens. That it tore through Metropolis, and they're like, oh no, it's about to get to New Jersey. People are actually there, and I'm like, you successfully evacuated all of Metropolis. They all got out of the way. Come on.
Yeah, and the speed of that tear is so inconsistent.
Yes.
That one
at
shot
some point, it's half a mile away, and it looks like it's gonna get there.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But another thing that seems like they're responding to from the last ones, or not responding to, but it's pretty similar, is the plot that Lex is if this is a bad alien, we need a plan to stop him. And that's kind of what Batman vs Superman was
yeah.
I forget what Ben Affleck says, but if Superman's even 1%,
there's a 1% chance these are enemies, to take an absolute certainty.
Yeah, so they do that again, but again they just do it way better. And I don't know if it's way better because it's from Lex versus from Bruce Wayne, but yeah, that's similar plot that just works in this one and it didn't work in the last one.
Yeah. I think at one point he calls him a thing. That's what, because it felt like there's something you understand, honestly, Lex's point of view, and I think this is kind of expanded upon in Smallville too, where he's a genius and he doesn't have and he's like, everything special about Superman is that he came from another planet, and he like everything that's special about him is actually not anything he achieved, and he
Yeah.
hates that. And they're like, why do they worship him when I'm actually, I worked to be a genius, and he's just special because of the sun.
Yeah. Yeah. His speech about Galileo and whatever, and how he should be amongst those people, and yet this alien is taking all of the shine away from him is great.
Yeah.
I did love the stuff back in Smallville with Ma and Pa Kent. Any dad shit always gets me, but that
I
scene
literally
with,
just got chills, Keegan. You saying that gave me chills.
yeah, they
When
put
he's
their heads
laying on the
together.
bed and they're just like, our boy. I like also, and this is gonna sound mean to the actors that played his parents. I like that they're just like homely looking people in their
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the fact that Martha Kent is so hot in Man of Steel. It's like
Yeah,
it's Diane Lane, who's like one of the hottest women of all time. And I'm like, oh, look at Ma Kent. And then she's also like kind of like, don't even worry about it, Superman. You don't have to do anything. It's fine.
Yeah.
Don't be super. And in this one, the mom is like, I'll get your boots. like they know that because the thing with Superman has always been that, the secret, like he is Clark Kent. Superman is a facade. And at the end of the day, what makes him special is that he is Clark Kent. He's got these hearty, good Kansas American values. And that came across in this. And that was kind of what part of the thesis statement, too, was that, like, what he him being like, I was just acting on behalf of myself. I did what was right. And, like, at the end of the day, that's what matters, is that he does what is right. And he doesn't worry about political alliances and shit like that. His commitment is to good.
Yeah, and I think what makes the Kansas scene so powerful, the Smallville scene so powerful, is the fact that the timeline, we just like jump straight into where he's already Superman. And so like in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm so glad we're just jumping into the meat of this movie. But it's like, I kind of, I like the Kansas ties a little bit. And then like once you get it halfway into the movie, you're just like, hell yeah. In the back of my mind, I kind of wanted that. And then he goes back to there and you're like, yeah, that's sick. Yeah. Very, very powerful scenes. I agree. Great monologue by a father.
It's a thing where, like you said, it flies, and it's 2 hours, but it flies. I almost want more. I could have had more Kansas. I could have had more Lois and Clark. I could have had more like Jimmy and Clark being friends. Like
that's a great thing, though, to kick off a universe. Yeah, it's a great thing.
Yeah, and I think what made it different than the previous universe, they jammed a lot of stuff in, but they jammed a lot of like main characters in. Like in this movie, obviously these characters are going to continue. But really, the main like it's Lex, Lois, and Superman. Those are the characters, and it's not like they jammed it. They didn't jam in any other like major heroes.
You get like Justice League, kind of.
Yeah. And again, but that's there's no.
Yeah. What do they call themselves?
Justice Gang.
Justice Gang.
Yeah. But there's no, and they don't have any origin stories. They don't explain what the Green Lantern is or anything. Like,
yeah, that is true.
And they try to do that in Batman versus Superman and Justice League and those, and they did it way worse via email attachments.
The Justice League introducing background stories while also trying to drive the plot was brutal.
Yeah,
we all gave it a thumbs up. All three of us gave it a thumbs up.
We were the only people in the world that liked that movie.
Speaking of Green Lantern, Nathan Fillion's fucking great in this movie. He's hilarious, and I love that they made a joke about the haircut, because the whole time I'm like, how are they getting away with this haircut? They have to comment on this thing. It's so bad, and luckily they did.
Also,
I loved Metamorpho. Is that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who's from Barry?
NoHo Hank. Yeah.
Yeah, NoHo Hank. Yeah.
Anthony Carrigan. He was. I knew that he was in the movie. And I like totally forgot that he was in it. And then when he came on screen, I was like, fuck yeah, no, Hank. And that, again, he's someone that his powers are so amorphous and they're so otherworldly, like they're so not really grounded in our reality, but it still made, like it worked. They didn't explain what happened either. They didn't tell, it wasn't that he fell into a vat of toxic sand or whatever.
And
is that what happens?
No, I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't know.
Cool.
And he just has a human wife, it seems like.
Yeah. So maybe he was probably a person. He must have, he was a guy.
Here.
Yeah.
I have the wiki here.
We got to get rolling if we're gonna do more movies.
He's an archaeologist. Okay.
This
Yeah.
is my last thing about Superman. Liam, you brought up the thesis statement, and it comes across in the movie, but then at the end they just say it.
That was a little much. Yeah.
Clark just says it to Lex. I'm like, okay, I don't think we need. I mean, my sister-in-law cried during that scene, so obviously it worked for her, but I was like, okay, I don't think we needed you to.
When he's like, the thing about me, Lex, is I'm not like you. I was raised in Kansas.
Yeah,
go Jayhawks, Chalk Hawk, or whatever the fuck they say.
Rock chalk,
Jayhawk.
Rock chalk.
I have a couple more things. The plot twist, Oscar Isaac being his father was sick. The plot twist was awesome.
It was not Oscar Isaac, dumbass.
Fuck, Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper. I was watching a Frankenstein trailer right before this. Bradley Cooper being the father was that the plot twist worked for me. Is Superman's father ever bad like that?
There's got to be. I think there are some stories like that, but that wasn't great. I really enjoyed that, and that further drives home the point that like what makes him is his human upbringing.
He's Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
He's Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
Which makes me wonder if
love for Mario Chalmers.
Like, I think it really works for this character is that again it's a choice, or who raises you helps define who you are. So I wonder if they'll keep Jor-El being a dick, or if they'll retcon that, and
they'll. I feel like they'll retcon it in some way.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because they're gonna have to explain it about Millie. So Supergirl's in this at the end. And traditionally with Supergirl, she came to Earth as a teenager, and it was like a wormhole. So she remembers Krypton. So they're gonna have to do some sort of retconning or explanation for why Supergirl doesn't know that was like the plan for. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe that's not what Krypton was like. It's also just like that's. Do either of you watch Invincible? I'm sure Mike doesn't. Do we talk about Invincible, Keegan?
I've seen the first season.
It literally is the twist of Invincible too. Like it's the same exact thing.
Yeah,
which is fine. I mean, it was still good. I liked it because it's like. It had to separate itself somehow without just being, because I also recently watched the 1978 Superman, and which was honestly way better than I thought it was going to be. I had a great time with it, but that is a huge making, because Marlon Brando is a big presence in that movie and is like this wise guiding, and it's much more interesting to be like, actually he comes from it's a bunch of evil Bradley Cooper. What if he got an Oscar for that? That's finally. He gets supporting actor.
I
might give
for doing the same
Skylar
scene 5
Gisondo
times.
should win supporting actor for this movie. Wait, hold on. I forgot. I have a mug with Skylar Gisondo. You know who loves Skylar Gisondo? My fiance.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's hilarious.
He's Danny McBride's son in The Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah.
And he's really good on that. And he's apparently handsome, like everyone said, because it was very funny in this that Jimmy Olsen was like a ladies' man, and I'm like, that's Skylar Gisondo magic. Like, he's just that dude.
He's got that look. He's got that like sneaky, something interesting about his face. Can't quite put your finger on it.
Yeah,
it's seductive. You got the mug?
Did I not show it to you guys just now?
You just showed it.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I'm sorry. My bad. I wasn't paying attention.
I just ran away.
He was checking his phone during the bridge scene again.
The last thing I want to say about this movie is the interview was awesome, where Lois Lane and Superman that's like a showstopper. When I saw that scene, I was like, all right, this is actually going to be a good movie and not just be dog shit. That was sick. It was so sick. And Lois Lane is awesome. Their relationship is great. Like, I actually cared about them. They did a great job of building it. It all really stemmed from that one scene.
Yeah, their chemistry together is unreal.
Yeah. I like that she's a little older, too. Casting. Like, she's like, I think David Cornsweet's like about 30, and she's like 33 or 34. And even in the movie, it feels like she's even older. It feels like she's like like Superman's like 25 and she's like 32 or something.
I enjoyed the grooming too. I agree, Liam. That was fun.
Grooming, all right. I meant more. It like gives her like a leg up. Like it makes her. She's clearly more experienced, and she know. Like it gives her something to have up on Superman because he's bulletproof or whatever.
Well, she bodies him in that interview, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.